What is up, guys? It's me, Pez Flips. And today I was perusing through Instagram and I happened to stumble on Banksqro. I don't know. I stumbled on his Instagram and he had a community post, like asking for a feedback section, an AMA. And in that AMA, somebody asked him what's his, like, if he likes the Balisong community, and or at least the state that it is in right now. And he replied with no. I don't remember exactly, so I'm going to paraphrase, but basically that people are not focused on flipping for improvement's sake. They are flipping, and kind of like the engine that fuels this community is consumption, basically buying and reviewing things, which I myself am a contributor to that. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, that's the topic of this discussion. But that was what he had replied, and to some extent I'm inclined to agree with him. So yeah, let's just talk about it. I've been thinking about this specifically regarding having a larger collection. I don't know about you guys, but there is something really good feeling about buying something and then waiting for it to come in the mail and then getting it and being able to flip it. It's the drug of buying the new knife, that is essentially what consumption is, right? And the desire to have new things is a very human experience, it's just part of our survival. But we don't really live in a world where survival is our main concern anymore. So with that in mind, I know it just feels good. It's kind of like almost an addiction, if you will, to purchase more Balisongs after you've gotten to the point that you know what you like. It's tricky though, because there is always that white dragon that you're chasing, this perfect Balisong. And I talked about this before, but there's no such thing as a perfect Balisong, but I think that idea resonates with a lot of flippers, and I think that is one of the driving factors, additional driving factors for people just buying a lot of shit, buying a lot of Balisongs that in reality, am I flipping every single one that's over there? Not really. There are some that I don't flip that often. And, then it begs the question, is that something that was worth my money? Now, the good thing about Balisongs is that they are shelf stable, if you will. Now, it depends on the Balisong that you have, but, some of them are basically investments where they're an asset. So you invest your money, you buy it, and then it's your asset, your thing, and you get to just eventually sell it if you're done with it. That's kind of I'm curious. I don't think that this is exactly going to happen, but I'm curious if we've kind of gotten closer to market saturation. There's just so many Balisongs out there. So, people aren't buying as much. I know that I've heard people mention that it's been harder to sell things recently. I don't know, just interesting stuff. So that's kind of what propels review culture. And I think also as a YouTube meta, that's just what gets views. So there's a certain algorithmic societal influence that forces, or at least guides people into making content like that. And that is the content, the YouTube side is a significant portion of what makes this community, in my opinion. I know that there's Instagram is for I think showing off the clips of flipping more so than anything, and edits too. And then Reddit is kind of this weird in between video but more text-based stuff. And then YouTube is just the videos. And I feel all those things together are important, but YouTube is probably the most influential to this community. And you know what videos do good? Reviews. They just, that's what does good. And then people make that, and then as a person, as a just a YouTube viewer, you're essentially being advertised every single time you see them. Because you think, oh, well, this is going to be the one to solve that perfect balisong allegory, the the tale that will never complete itself. I don't know. But yeah, I think that he makes a good point that it really should be about the aspect of improvement over time. Because essentially, like, I think the rewarding part about this hobby is not owning balisongs so much as it is being able to actually like flip them. And I understand some people use them for EDCs, but if you were really getting a balisong for EDC, there are like a limited number of them that are like viable in that regard. Like, I would argue that most balisongs are being made for just like their flippability, especially now. I mean, that's why trainers exist. But yeah, I just think that if we were to focus on that aspect of improvement, you know, there's a lot of lessons to be learned, right? And it's, even if it's a silly skill like flipping a piece of metal between your fingers, you can extrapolate a lot of lessons from sticking with something and improving. For me, like, this is a very relaxing hobby. I can do this and just kind of not zone out, but kind of get into that flow state, and that feels good. And I think that that is something that is often not given as much time on YouTube because, I don't know, it's just not as, it's not as rewarding. Viewers are not going to stick around to talk about those things as often. I'm not saying like, I think people who watch my content are a little bit more that way. I don't want to say like I'm like this super introspective guy or whatever, but just that I have talked more about that in my videos. But I've also been the guy who, you know, in order to grow, which who's to say I need to, right? Like we said last video, but if in order to grow, you know, it's kind of in my interest to make review videos. And also, it is fun to make review videos just by themselves, because getting a new knife is exciting. Trying a new balisong is exciting. It's unique in this hobby where some people say, well, why do you need so many? It's like, well, they all do different things. Like, and depending on what mood I'm in, I want to flip something different. But I don't know. It's a complicated topic, but at the end of the day, I do think that there's kind of a lacking amount of content that regards the aspects of improvement. Along, I guess, if you were to not include like combo tutorials and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about this. I will try my best to reply to comments. I have a lot of photos that I need to edit because I went on a hike recently. And I figure, since I'm wearing shorts, it's been a long time since I've worn shorts, you guys get a tattoo reveal, which is this guy. It's my tattoo. So yeah, if you have any thoughts about this topic, please leave a comment. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.